Hello, welcome to A Fan's View. I'm your host, Jay Ivy, and joining me this evening, I got my boy, Kai Harris. What's going on, Kai?
What's going on, man?
Not much, man, not much. How you been?
Pretty good, pretty good. Yourself?
Good, good, good. It's been a minute, but it's a lot going on. Time to reconnect. Football season underway. Preseason just got started this past week.
Football is here.
Football is here. Football is here. So let's jump right into it. Preseason started kicked off Thursday night games, and then we had some games Friday, Saturday. Interesting though. Well, we'll start off with your boys. I did watch the Bears and the Browns yesterday. Interesting quarterback battle between Deshaun Watson, Shador Sanders. Neither to me really stood out. I think Deshaun has the lead right now.
Mhm.
Um, and of course, your boys. I know a lot of the starters didn't play, but the backups looked good for the most part. I know they've had some injuries going into in camp that could be concerning. But what are your thoughts on the game and of course we know we talk about your Bears, how you feel going into the season?
I feel pretty good. I like what I saw yesterday from, of course, the rookies, the unsigned free agents, the undrafted players, just people trying to make the team. It was a good effort, especially defensively,
Mm-hmm.
and with like you said, a lot of the starters. Of course, in the first preseason game, didn't play, but no, I like what I saw from the guys fighting to make the team.
Yeah, and I know one of the big question marks, and we'll get into our predictions a little later for the season. But I know one of the questions about the Bears going into the season was the defense,
Hmm.
and they've had some injuries, some key injuries.
The injury,
Kobe Bryant, that's huge.
yeah,
In the secondary, and they had some issues in the secondary last year.
yeah.
So that's something to monitor and to look at. Going into the season. But good showing overall. As far as going over to the Brown side, um, man, it's going to be interesting because if Deshaun is going to be the starter, are they comfortable with Shador being the backup? Because he wants to be the starter. He sees himself as a starter. Can he take on the role as a backup, or do you have to move him if you're going to go with Deshaun? I mean, they still got Dylan Gabriel, who was
Yeah.
drafted ahead of him. Shador, it was third round, I believe.
Yep.
So that's going to be very, very interesting situation. See how that unfolds.
Yeah. Right now, it's almost to a point where they have no choice but to make Deshaun QB1 just because the contract that he has.
Hmm.
You got about 60 million sitting on the bench. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? That's if, Shador Gabriel's named the starter. So I think right now the Browns are in like a real unique kind of a pickle because again, I mean, if I'm management, I'm gonna have to ride with Deshaun like have to by default
Hmm.
because of that contract. And yeah, I've heard rumblings of them maybe wanting to trade for Shador, but is there a market out there for him at this point?
Probably not. I mean, if you bring him in, he's going to start out as a backup. I
Hmm.
don't see any. I don't see a situation, a scenario where he goes in and he's going to be a starter, or he's going to be able to compete for a starting job at this point, right? This late in training camp, right before the season. So he would start out as a backup. But there's some teams that are always willing to take a chance on a young quarterback with potential. You got some situations where there's some quarterback question marks at quarterback. For instance, a team like Houston, I mean, they have C.J. Stroud, but this is a make or break year for him.
We've been talking about him.
Yeah, we talking about that with that elite defense. I mean, if he can't get it done this year and get them to the next level, he continues to struggle. That may open the door for another, young quarterback like a Shador, or they may have to go out and draft another one. But there's some situations. Arizona, they still haven't figured out who's their long-term quarterback. Jacoby Brissett. That's just a stopgap. I do like Carson Beck. I mean, he looked
Yeah,
good the other night, but I don't know if if he's the long-term solution. The Jets, Smith, he's a stopgap. He's not going to be there long term. This
true,
probably,
true.
if
Yep.
Aaron Glenn is gone, he's probably gone as well after this year. So there's some situations he could go in, start out as a backup, and maybe have a chance to start, down the road.
But yeah. That's true too. I didn't even think about the Jet situation. Man, that would be wow. That would be ideal. But I don't know if, of course, I don't know if Cleveland would even entertain that being that's in the same conference. I
Hmm.
know it's not the same division, but still, some teams are funny about being in the same conference too. But man, that's when we get to our predictions. I'm telling you, that
Hmm.
Houston Texas team is so interesting to me
Hmm.
just because of that defense. And you need a quarterback that can just not turn the ball over and be
Hmm.
careless. And because that defense is so good, I mean, we're talking 2000 Ravens, 85 Bears type defense, right?
Yeah.
That's how elite this defense is. And if as long as you don't lose the game, as long as you don't lose, we're not want you. We don't want you to win it. We want you to lose it. That's probably the
Yeah.
mentality of the coaching staff, things like that. Kind of like they did with the Trent Dilfer in
Hmm.
Baltimore or
Hmm.
Jim McMahon in Chicago. Just get us about 7 points. We'll get you about 14,
Hmm.
and our defense will dominate pretty much the rest of the game.
Yeah. I mean, remind me of the most recent dominant defense. I think might be the greatest defense of all time, in my opinion. The 2000 Ravens. That's kind of in the mind frame they put me in
Yeah,
when I watch them. Like I said, that get us 17 to 20 points. We'll take care of the rest. We can hold
yeah,
other team under that amount.
it,
And all you need is just sufficient quarterback play. Just don't turn the ball over.
yeah. And I remember the draft a few years ago when the Texans took Will Anderson and took CJ Stroud in that same draft. And even then, I said, "Oh boy, they done drafted their two cornerstones of the future, offensively and defensively." I was like, "Oh man." Now look where they're at now. I mean, it's
Yeah.
still they still can contend, but it's just that question mark at quarterback. Like I said, man, that fall off for CJ Stroud needs to be studied. That is
Hmm.
crazy. I haven't seen a fall off like that in a long time.
Yes. Yeah. And like I said, this is a make or break year for him.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to see that defense that good, that talented go to
Get,
waste.
get wasted.
And oddly enough, they brought back Jadavion Clowney, their former number one pick. I mean, I know he's not the same player he was when they drafted him, but he's a guy. He can still come off the bench, get you some
Mm-hmm.
sacks. I think
Mm-hmm.
he last year, the Panthers. I think he had what 7 or 8 sacks,
Yeah,
something
about
like that.
8.
Yeah,
He's he's still
yeah.
freakishly athletic.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the injuries.
The
That's all.
injuries,
Just the injuries.
injuries, and the consistency. Yes, yeah. But also looking at some of the other preseason games because I like to see how teams that have new coaches, how they're going to look, how they're going to implement their system, their game plan. And I was watching that little bit of that Giants, and I saw Jackson Dart out there get that hit off the
Mm-hmm.
pop, and that was scary. I mean, I thought maybe he would have had a concussion. He's already
Yeah,
coming off several concussions his rookie
yeah.
year.
I mean, already in his young career,
Yeah,
already it's like
yeah.
almost the concussion waiting to happen at this point,
Hmm.
and you don't want that in your franchise quarterback,
No,
especially
especially he's only in his second year.
second year.
Uh, I mean, we saw that with Tua early on. He was getting several concussions, and it's kind of he hasn't developed into the player that a lot of people thought he would be, being a high pick, top five pick.
Mm-hmm.
But those concussions, they do, they take their toll.
Yeah, it's again with Jackson Dart. I mean, it's concerning that in his young career that he's going through all these concussion protocols and these concussions.
Hmm.
And the Giants are slowly building a pretty good team.
Hmm.
They have their quarterback, Scattaboo. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Yes, running back. Hmm.
If he doesn't do anything crazy, he'll be back healthy. Malik Neighbors, I'm not sure
Hmm.
when he'll be back, but he will be back at some point during the season.
Yeah, and they drafted, I like the kid from Notre Dame, Malachi Fields.
Yeah,
So they got some weapons.
and they're pretty
Uh,
decent. And they're pretty decent defensively, so
yep.
that'll be another team.
Yeah, Harbaugh. His teams are always physical.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's right. Harbaugh's the coach. Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
John Harbaugh. Yep.
I remember all these coaching moves in the offseason. I forgot. Yeah. So yeah, I mean the Giants they're another team. I mean, that just goes to show you if you want to win a championship, a Super Bowl, you have to have your guy. under
Hmm.
center. You have to have that guy. Period.
Yeah. Speaking of that guy, watching my Bengals, Joe Burrow was back under center. Of course, he had that injury last year, missed several games, but
Yeah.
came back, was able to finish the season. Started out, they looked okay. They had a sack, but fortunately, he wasn't hurt. But the offense, was able to move the ball. I think the key that everybody's focusing on is the defense. Can that defense at least be average to above average? And so far, they've looked good in camp, and I like the way they looked the other night. So if that defense can step up, that's a team I think could be a contender in the AFC, and maybe hopefully get to a Super Bowl. The AFC. I mean, it's several
Hmm.
good teams right now. There's going to be a couple good teams that are going to miss out
Yeah.
postseason because they're loaded right now.
NFC is going to be the same way, but getting back to the Bengals, yeah, if they can just have a halfway decent defense,
Hmm.
they can in a healthy Burrow, they could definitely make some noise in the AFC. I just don't like when teams have such bad defenses that the offense is counted on to give you 30 to 45 points.
Yeah,
Just
it's hard to maintain.
and you and even if you do that, you might win,
Hmm.
but you're gonna lose. You're gonna win and lose a lot of 37 to 34 games.
Yeah,
41 to 34 games. You're going to win and lose those type of games.
right.
You know,
Yeah, and speaking of defense, Aaron Donald, we're still waiting. Is he going to make that comeback? He's been working out this past week and several weeks for the Rams, and defense is already going to be loaded with them getting Myles Garrett and some of the additions that they made in the offseason. And we don't know if Aaron Donald's going to be the same player he was. It's been 4 years since he stepped on the field,
has it been that
but
long?
even a portion of what he was, makes that defense even more scarier.
Has it been 4 years?
I think it's been over
Man,
4 years.
that yeah. Let me tell you, right now on paper, and I'm talking about when if Aaron Donald was to return, you add Aaron Donald to all that. Boy, the Rams are a tough out.
Hmm.
Stafford's playing at an extremely high level. I mean, he's so good, man. He's showing how good he really is.
Hmm.
Because in Detroit, you really didn't know because they were so bad for all those years. Was he just a guy putting up numbers on a bad team? But for him to come to the Rams, win a Super Bowl, almost go to the Super Bowl last year, has the Rams in contention just about every year he's been there. I
Hmm.
mean, we talk about the Brady's, the Belichick's, the Sean Payton's, the Drew Brees, but the Sean McVay, Matt Stafford is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think Stafford is a surefire Hall of Famer,
Oh yeah,
in my opinion.
oh yeah.
And I think Sean McVay, he's one of the top three coaches in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can get back to another Super Bowl and win another Super Bowl, I mean, he might have to put him there as the best
Yeah,
right now.
yeah,
You look at what he's done with that team, and the crazy thing is when they won their last Super Bowl, which came against my Bengals, a lot of people thought, including myself, that they were going to have to start rebuilding. They had an older team.
yeah.
They traded away some veterans. Traded away a lot of their draft picks, but man, they really didn't miss a beat. I mean, they're still in contention every year. I mean, they've been able to reload, um, even with some of the draft picks they've had to give up, and the guys that they've drafted. I mean,
Yeah.
they got guys that have come in and stepped in. Puka Nakua, wide receiver. I mean, who saw that coming? I mean, even some of the guys they drafted on defense, on the defensive line. I mean, after Aaron Donald left, so that team has it. They haven't missed a beat, and I see them as one of the favorites this year, going into the season.
It's going to be so much fun watching that division and some others too, but that
Hmm.
division right there, because they still have the 49ers in that division.
Hmm.
They have the Super Bowl champs in that division. Man, are you gonna check out Hard Knocks?
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm gonna check it out this week.
Me too. Me too. I think I'm gonna try to, and we could definitely talk about that. I don't remember ever a defending Super Bowl champion being the highlighted team on there. I may be wrong, but I don't remember.
You know what? Now that I go back, I don't recall that either.
Was it the Raven? I want to say maybe the Ravens because I, I
Yeah,
think
I'd
no,
have to go back. Yeah,
because the Ravens won in 2000. I think they were on Hard Knocks in 2002, so maybe a
hmm
couple years after the Super
right.
Bowl. Yeah,
But not the same year. I don't think
right.
that's happened. That I can recall.
But yeah, that division, man. I mean, the sorriest team in that division probably will be Arizona.
Yes.
But yeah, the Rams they look damn good right now.
hmm hmm And for all those watching, this is a Fans View sports podcast. You can go to YouTube, go to at a Fans View, click on the link below to subscribe, and you'll see more episodes with me and my man Kai Harris
No
breaking it
doubt,
down, talking sports.
no doubt.
Football, basketball, whatever you want us to talk about. We'll bring it to you.
Yeah, yeah.
So speaking of breaking down the divisions and predictions, go ahead and get into that. I know we are just talking about the NFC, so We'll start the NFC North. My thoughts on that division. I think I like Detroit, and I'm gonna tell you why. I think that offense is explosive when they're healthy. I mean, you got Jameer Gibbs, Jameson Williams, St. Brown. I mean, they're loaded. Good offensive line. Penei Sewell is one of the best tackles in the league. That offense, that's a team that can put up 30 plus points. They brought in a new offensive coordinator from Arizona, so we'll see how that works out. But I expect them to bounce back. They had a lot of injuries last year,
They did.
so they get back healthy. They get some guys back on defense. I think they can bounce back and win that division. So I like them this year in that division. Uh, NFC South, I'm kind of going with I'm going with the Saints.
Oh,
I think I think they're gonna be a surprise team. Tashuk looked good last year. Second half of the season, they added Travis Etienne, the running back from Jacksonville. I like some of the players they've drafted this year. A wide receiver, kid from Ohio State. I think that division is very winnable. You win 9 games, you can win that division.
yeah.
So I'm liking the Saints. The NFC West. I'm gonna roll with the Cowboys. I think they win it this year. I think that defense is gonna be just good enough. If Dak's healthy, that offense is still explosive. Um, Hopefully, CeeDee Lamb can stay healthy. They got George Pickens. Their offense, they were good last year. Their defense was horrible. Couldn't
Hmm.
stop anybody. So have an average, above average defense. I think they can do something. And we talked about the NFC West. I got the Rams coming out of that division, winning that division. I just think they're just loaded from top to bottom, but that's going to be very competitive, very physical division. So yeah, I think it's going to be a seesaw battle between them and the Seahawks. As far as the wild cards, I do like Seattle. I mean, you could flip flop Seattle and the
And the
Rams,
Rams,
but
yeah.
they'll both be in there. But I'm gonna go Seahawks wild card. I think the Eagles. I think they'll get back. I just think they have too much talent, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, it's going to be interesting because they have their fourth new offensive coordinator. They traded away AJ Brown, but they still got Saquon Barkley, still got Deontay Smith, so they still got some weapons. I still think they'll be good enough to win, to at least get to the playoffs. Then I like this is a surprise team. Not a lot of people are talking about, but I think the Vikings. I think the Vikings are going to surprise some people. Look, I know they've issues at quarterback, but I think Kyler Murray, I think that's a step up over J.J. McCarthy. And they won like 9 games last year with horrible quarterback play.
Bad quarterback play. Yeah.
Yeah. So and if Kyler Murray, the thing is, can he stay on the field? Because his height, just get banged up a lot. But he has an arm. He's mobile. And Kevin O'Connell, man, he's a quarterback whisperer. I mean, he
Oh,
get him.
he's no joke. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you saw what he did with Kirk Cousins and how he rejuvenated Sam Darnold.
Hmm.
And then Brian Flores is going to have that defense
Hmm.
ready. I kind of torn between them and the Bears. My only concern, I didn't pick to go with the Bears, is I just that schedule. I mean that schedule is going to be
Second hardest.
yeah, the hardest schedule, and then the defense. They're starting to get injuries, so that's something that could be an issue. I think the offense is still going to be good
Yeah.
with Ben Johnson and Caleb running it. My question is that schedule and then that defense. They won a lot of close one score games last year. You can't
Yeah.
count on that
Yep.
happening again this year.
Yep.
So they'll be in the mix. I see them winning at least 9 games, but I just think that schedule and those injuries on defense. I don't know. That's something gonna have to monitor. But it wouldn't shock if they won the division or got back to the playoffs. It wouldn't shock me at all.
I mean, their first 3 games is like a murderer's row. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how you like it? How you see the NFC shaping up?
um, I agree with you in the NFC West with the Rams and Seahawks either flip flopping. One's going to be a wild card. One's going to be a
Mm-hmm.
top seed. In the NFC East, I think the same with the Eagles. I got the Eagles, but I think them and Dallas will flip flop for that wild card spot in
Mm-hmm.
that division win, being the division winner. Um, NFC North, my bias side, of course, is going to go with Chicago, but you made great points about Detroit. So I think Detroit will probably be the team coming out of the division. They're gonna be around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hopefully my team can sustain that over the next few years. But Detroit's not going anywhere anytime soon. They're not like an older team or anything like that, or they just injuries beat them last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's what defeated the Detroit Lions last year. Injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So I have probably Detroit coming out of the division. NFC South. Mm, I like Atlanta. I like
Even
Atlanta.
even with Tua and Michael Penix at quarterback.
I do. I do. I like and I do like Michael Penix. Healthy Michael Penix. I do. And they have some weapons over there, offensive, defensively themselves. So yeah, that's good. That's going to be my surprise team in the NFC,
Okay. All right.
especially in that division.
Okay. So you like the Bears and the Lions coming out of the NFC North, Rams, Seahawks, NFC West, Eagles, Cowboys, NFC East, and then you got Falcons coming out of NFC South. Okay, so interesting. But like I said, that division NFC South is very winnable.
Yeah.
Any
Oh yeah.
any
Anybody.
any any four of those teams, could win that division. It wouldn't
Panthers.
shock me.
Panthers have a shot this year. I
Yeah,
mean,
Tampa Bay. I mean,
yeah.
they still in it. So yeah, we'll have to revisit this, a few months down the road.
Oh,
AFC, I like my Bengals. AFC North, I think the defense needs to step up. AFC South, Texans. I mean, I think that defense, obvious. AFC West. I think you can see. I think I got 3 teams coming out of division. I think the Chargers,
mm.
with Mike McDaniel taking over offensive coordinator. I think the Broncos are still going to be a factor. And I think the Chiefs bounce back. I know they've had some injuries, Mahomes coming off the injury, but I think they're too good. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes missed playoffs 2 years in a row. AFCs, I think Buffalo. I still like them to win that division. And wild cards, I think the Ravens. They're still a playoff team. And yeah, I think that's all the 7 teams. I think New England takes a step back this year. I don't have them. I think that's Super Bowl loser jinx that we've
Yeah.
seen. I think that hits them. They benefited from an easier schedule last year. They'll have a much harder schedule this year, so I think they actually regress this year.
And people underestimate how easy that schedule was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, probably one of the easiest in recent years. But are those all your picks?
Yeah.
AFC North. I'm going Ravens. I'm going Ravens with the Bengals not too far behind them, but I give the edge to because Lamar is just gonna be Lamar and in under new head coach, new voice. I think the Ravens creep out of that division. AFC West, Chiefs, all day long. Um, AFC South, Texans. I'm with you on that. And am I missing one?
AFC East.
AFC. Oh, AFC East. Well, yeah, yeah. But I mean, Buffalo for the reasons you said about the New England Patriots.
Okay.
And how many wild card teams? Three.
3.
The Chargers, the Bengals. Mm, Chargers, Bengals. Man, Denver. I think that division since three.
Yeah. Yeah, that's looking at the AFC. I think they three of those teams get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then who you like in the Super Bowl?
Oh, who? Rams, Texans.
Hmm. I'm going Rams, Bengals rematch from 2021. Joe Burrow gets his first Super Bowl, brings the championship to the city of Cincinnati for the first time ever. So we'll see. Predictions. It'll probably look a lot different
Oh
two to
yeah,
three 2 to 3
yeah.
months from now.
That's what's
It's
fun.
fun to
That's
always predict, have
what's fun about this. That's
forecast.
fun. We can revisit this and be like, oh man, this was crazy. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I love about this.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Well, Kai, man, thanks for joining me again, man. Another great episode. We'll do it again soon. We got what 3-4 weeks, 4 weeks, I think, before the regular season kicks off, or three and a
Yeah,
half, something like that. So we'll definitely be back on before then, forecasting the season, and kind of give our updates throughout the season. What we see, what we like. See how our predictions are unfolding. So yeah, it's good stuff, man. Look forward to
absolutely, brother.
catching up with you again soon and doing this again. So I know we'll have a lot to talk about.
No doubt.
All right, everybody watching A Fans View, go to YouTube at A Fans View. Subscribe to the link below to subscribe to the show and future podcasts. Thank you for joining us. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.